And we are live. Hello, 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 and welcome to Three Amigos Ink and Splatter. I am your host, Marie Moldovan, with my co host, Alycia Hodge. We have an exciting evening of poetry, a spoken word. We have some pretty amazing poets on tonight. We've got Esther, Lukas, Stuart Marshall, Ghost. Alycia, she's going to read. I'm going to read some of Michael Lacy's stuff. And then, of course, myself, Casper. I must call myself Casper. Marie Moldovan. I will be reading some of my stuff. Up first, we have the beautiful Esther. Esther, would you like to just tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Hello, thank you so much. Yes, my name's Esther. I am currently the poet laureate for the Living Earth Center, which is the community gardens here in Mankato, Minnesota. And it is Solstice on Tuesday, so we are actually preparing our ceremony. We have a bonfire and a moonlight walk, and I just do a little poem for them. And so I'm going to actually share some solstice past poems for you guys. That will be the theme this evening. So this is the solstice for 2013 ceremony that we did. All right. And in the ever was, you alit, burst in the wet darkness of your mother, your universe. A bated birth, you must first curl within the feminine, the longest night to generate heartbeat and sight. Below pitch, struck with stars, our laughter freezes in the air. The fire grows higher. We circle close together round winter's pyre, the crackling catch of breath before light rebirth after the sleep as deep as frozen earth. Into the darkness we must return if we are to reemerge with the sun. Yeah, and then this next one I wrote, we last year during COVID, we had virtual open stages for the gardens. And so this is a poem that I wrote for one of those virtual open stages that we had called How to Make It to Solstice. Hang a prism in windows. If clear, stand in sway of scattered rainbows. Move hands to allow this refracted light rest in the crevice of your knuckles. If overcast days, weak, glance at the glint in cut crystal. Wait with fractal squeezed in your closed lips smile. Save the pits of dates. First rest them against your teeth. Let the smoothness be a fresh remembrance of rebirth enwrapped with death. Water your soup pots of potato, onion, leeks, garlic, thyme, rosemary, unforgotten tomato. Drop the tops in the red compost tin on morning's orange peels with the precise fervor of creating forest floor. Keep your people near. Float pixelated friends in squares of screen cells. Laugh and tell jokes to ancestral ghosts and houseplants, even if they never spoke English. Become a napping caduceus with your partner on a mattress warm as birch. Dream that you are the eyes closed purple of Earth Center. Cuddle your fetal self in Gaia's heart chamber bed, core air, magnetic wave, grounded pulse, molten darkness. Sleep in the terrestrial ether as if it were a choice. By solstice, you'll become the returning of light, reflection, a triple planted star, blue, green, yellow, in the night of your chest glow. And then, just because I think we're all very open and wild and crazy here, I am just going to read the draft of what I have to perform on Tuesday night for the solstice. Bless this night with your breath, precious puff of prayers, jubilee below bursting stars. Who are you in the dark? Give your voice to silence. Open the gates of your ribs. Visit the rainbow fluorite prism of your heart. Body is Gaia's gift to your spirits. You're meant to dance in light and dark, be lover and friend and dervish, caught up in her rotation and revolution. On the longest night, rest in the difference between stillness and stagnation, reflection and reaction, the temple behind your rib. You're the gateway to light and life, but rest a bit. The portal and the prism of your heart. Give your voice to silence, movement of a moment in your veins. Be moving temples in the cradles of coniferous trees. Love the moonlight, but stick to the shadows. So that's what I'm going to kind of gussy that one up for Tuesday, but I really wanted to just share its kind of raw form with you guys. And then I wanted to do one last one, which is from my zine called E-Star Speaks, which is called E-Star Discovers Her Mission. Drifts of sunlight on rugs and coffee mugs, in a wide-mouthed sink, a flowered plops and breaks. You don't have a handle on it. Laugh. All desires captured in the curls of your hair, memories of mountains and oceans settle over your collarbones. Stars burst in every tick of movement. Do not attack with your wounds. The cues to find holes, clues to a soft spot to plant the rose. Allow the space and silence to wow yourself, to bare beaches of driftwood, sing of hills of hummingbirds, to explore inner landscapes. The empty church down the street still rings its bells. Imagine the longing of stained glass shadows, red, orange, yellow, on unnoticed carpet. You have been many gods and many voids. You could be alone with this planet forever. Your days spent wandering through forests, composing love letters to clouds. All right, much love to everyone, and thank you so much for allowing me this time to share with you. Happy Solstice!
Happy Solstice. That was absolutely amazing, beautiful. I just love your energy. I say that every time because, I mean, you're a powerful poet. Your spoken word is brilliant. Thank you, and I really, really, really hope you join us again. I mean, every time you come on here, you just bring a lot of energy and a lot of love and light, and it's beautiful. So Alycia, I'll let you introduce our next poet.
Next up, we have Lukas Allen, Dietsche. I'm sorry, I don't know if I said that right. Dietsche. And I don't know. Do you want to say a little bit about yourself from your bio here, Lukas?
Cool. Yeah. So there's a long bio there. I am a former poet laureate of Superior, Wisconsin. Actually, Superior, Wisconsin's first poet laureate. I am an adjunct professor in criminology. I make zines. I clean office spaces after night. And I had just read a biography of Anne Sexton. And the first paragraph in it, Anne Sexton was described as she would walk to her own event late, kick off her shoes, light her cigarette, and pretty much say, if you don't like my poetry, tough shit. So I've really taken that as, I just took off my slippers, and I don't have a cigarette because I can't smoke in the house or smoke cigarettes. But that's kind of like my my MO of just writing how I feel, breaking the rules, rock and roll all the time. So anywho's, I have this zine that I wrote called Pilot of Uamuamua. I can put the link of my blog in the chat if people are interested. And so I have all these poems. It's Pilot of Uamuamua, some neo-futurism, COVID expressionism, astro-scribes, and psychotypal poetry borrowed from the universe. So there's pictures in it and everything. It's really cool. So anywho, here's one poem called Sobet, Conversation for Jin's Metaphor. Semaphore, sorry. Sky stays awake, watching sun and moon presiding over us. A paternal cult sovereigns on mezzanine moored to their thrones with sycophant stars, rippling, carrying currents through Coca-Cola drizzling brew darkenings, washing my hair in moon solar sphere and rinsing in sunlight narcissism with modest shadow printed on paper. excommunicated from bulbaceous eyes, trying to see reflection in Venus, choked in sun power, incinerary jaundice heat creations. All lights want to do is be with Mother Moon, a moth to Theta, white wing, a luthier with star-rusting comet's miscarriage, hearing hummingbirds cry beyond big blue lies with the tops of banal basilicas. Over tongues of plants giving off color, the satellite ravishing rhododendrons. We received our notice to vacate our memories using highways of pneumatic tubes to tame sharpest fletch of wind, riding on razors through cleavaging cumulus, shouting to cyclops bastards with clouds for shoulders and wrists with rain-closing fists, and skies schematics and compassless Norse broken locomotives in. We give tontine to beyond canoe, powered by unknown serum, orphaned by mainsails, home as silver sturgeon, which holds eclipsia to Jin's semaphore. Here is one called Exploring Earth in a Space Suit of Peach. I own a space suit of peach, besieged an own epidermis, a confining garrison that I can't leap from, that restraining a back brace membrane, an addiction to air hose within thorax, relying on external sources of vitamization. My helmet curdles levels of serotonin and dopamine forcibly forged to tasteful surreality, face shield with scraped tears worn clean, crosshair, compass, eyes, fighting with molecularity, chest bears, coat of arms, and Anglo-Saxonry. The toes, the boots symmetric, fingernails, gloves, gender the accoutrement bayonet, exploration of newling earth, the residents en masse as a class, sucking their own pacifying thumbs, scratching their world. And one more. Essie and I visited Colorado Springs, which was where Nikolai Tesla had his first laboratory. So this one is called When I See Tesla's Machines. When thunder claps, what is the applause for? When lightning shines staples to the ground, what poem paper edges bound? Who gets to scribe from storm to poem, from flicker of Tesla's electric bend? I get to. I own a pen and scratch, glycerine, silver. So that is When I See Tesla's Machines. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Lucas. Those were awesome. I love your style. I love the pilot of Umawa stuff.
Yeah.
I can't say it, but I love it.
Very original.
Yeah, very original. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And I guess next up, I'll pass it to Marie and Stuart.
Well, thank you very much. Our next poet is Stuart Irving Marshall. Stuart, would you like to introduce yourself for everybody listening? I'm going to unmute your mic. There you go.
Hello, I'm here. Okay. First poem I'm going to read.
Would you like to, before you dive into your poetry, give the audience a little bit of a bio so that everybody knows who you are?
Okay, my name is Stuart Marshall, and I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, now living in Portland, Oregon, the riot and protest capital of the world. I am working on my second book of poetry. My first was published in 2014, and it is filled with a lot of my best stuff. And I've been writing for the past 25 years, and I am also working on a few other projects, not poetry, but I'm still writing and enjoy it immensely. And I'm going to read a few from my book, actually. Hopefully, I haven't read them before, but one is called Thoughts from the Big Chair. Oh, here it comes again. That day that lives on in infamy, like that shot heard round the world, like that first plane, that second plane, that third. Shit, I should have gone there. Yeah, there, that chair in that room where the obstacles of my freedom loom like a dark cloud, like a bald eagle, and you're a fish trying to swim upstream. But it's got you in its claws, in its teeth, in its stomach, devoured, digested, purged, gone micro in microseconds. Oh, here it is again, that hour, that stare from mascaraed eyes. There, yes, there across the room where I'm about to sit in that chair, that big chair. No, spray and wipe it down. You don't know whose ass has been in there. Thinking, calculating, egotizing, realizing the long-term reputation, the signed and sealed declaration that's the cause, my effect, my regret, not my fault. Caught in a landslide, no escape from the reality. Common indecency of slavery, constancy in front of my eyes. No advantage but to take advantage and leave me withering, blithering, cold as before, angry, again as again. Before, praying endlessly, walking blindly, unhappily, as, let me know if you heard this one before. I repeat myself, hoping to understand the misunderstanding, the wrong song played in the opposite key, not unlocking the proper door because of the flaw, embarrassed, because of the flaw, not willing to free me, because of the flaw that's unseen, forever ignored, pushed like an empty wheelbarrow, running me over, crushing me, keeping me still here where they think I'm belong. Oh, here it comes again, that 10:30 Wednesday entrance into the master's lair, to old Sparky's electric chair, turned on by her whip and stare. Where's an abolitionist when you really need one? And now your feature presentation. Sometimes it isn't how you think, but what you are. Descartes had it sideways. It's not I think, therefore I am, but I am because I choose to be what God created me to be. It's not simple. It's not politically correct. Sometimes words are left out. So are commas and periods and question marks, and sometimes we scream instead of whisper, rattle our chains a little too loud, prod when we should just poke. Your jokes just aren't funny anymore because it's just no joke. It never was. Ignorance is no excuse. Blind judgment is unacceptable. The quiet you hear is just an inhalation, the beginning of the end of silence. For the following 8 years of your life on planet Earth, you will be tested beyond all reason and logic. For the next 8 years, you will want to lock yourself indoors. Find a good place, find a good hiding place. Hunker down and brace yourself because the trailers have ended and the feature presentation is about to begin. You'll hear the lions roar, orchestral kettle drums boom, dissonant horror organs grinding, your teeth to ash, then jobs disappear, cash flows disintegrate, faces change like the grim special effects, but are shockingly real. Feel the burn as your feet hit pavement like so many others. Feel the dream of Obama turn to the nightmare of the Donald. Don't fall asleep, because the horror you've seen before won't prepare you for this. It never was meant to. Why am I preoccupied with dying, death, and all its darkness? Daydreaming of the moment of temporary pain, momentary depression, constant worry of eternal silence after the violence of circumstance, the unending dance of mortality and the immortality of the soul, without flesh, without pain, within the broken pieces and blood that floods the senses, driving one to madness. Why do I see it coming, always coming here, moments from here, waiting for me, baiting me, daring me to swear a flare of lightning, thunder, and thunderous viciousness? One wishes to forget, always remembers, until the ground opens and the sky opens and the eyes open to a new and brighter day. I might have read this before. The silence. The silence is deadly. The silence is frightening. Waiting silently for the darkness where minds are lost and hearts are tossed beyond hope, beyond the double knot and the hanging rope. The quiet is deadlier than the noise. Birds lose their song within the empty, leafless trees, within the cloudy, dreary skies, tearing rain. The silence is inside us, hides us from that which lives to cause others wrong. The silence lives for no one, less even for self, being content to cover itself with dust upon the shelf of hopelessness, till hope turns to anger, stripping away the guise and disguise of truth. Silence is peace, but for some, it is an inner war, not able to forgive, forget, or even exist. the unreasonable night. I hear the sirens as they come in search of me. I hear your voice, your silence, coldly as it enters me. I sit, lie among the discarded, wrinkled butts once encircled by discarded, wrinkled lips. Diseased with the nothing left said, quieted by my own putrid surface stench, crying out its attempt to reason with the unreasonable night. Transformed from day to now another day as night, wondering if what I now live will rise again to greet me in the light of dawn. Gently, gently, I take your hand, and as the world falls away, I save your day with the sunshine, rising new, glaring at us, as I rise once more to your smile, blinking the clouds dark away to white puffs of paradise. Lies made true, doubt again, shifting in its place, making a much clearer space full of the stars in your eyes. And as I rise again to your smile, the day coming and going, come and done, and come once more to a place where dreams appear at will, ours and always ours together. Sunshine, moonbeams, alternative as your hand takes mine, and we fall away, saving all that's in our way to play and play another day. Rising new, rising true, white distant clouds, returning and sharing their tearful rains of joy. Lies made few, doubts refrain, giving way to a brighter day as I take your hand as the world turns and falls gently, gently away. Turf and dust. It's so quiet, I believe I heard a thought, a heartbeat, right before, right after, before the sharp pain of sin and skin, after the last tear appears, after all, and stumbles and fumbles and timeouts and raised hands, marching bands in distant lands of turf and dust, the rust unclaimed for the heap, a troubled sleep, awake to a long chaotic dream, waiting on the corner for the reality of paradise, here and now, then and there, the dark cloud of a minute doubt looms, then zooms to play with the rest of the cast-offs of faith. It's so quiet, I think I heard God's voice, but a whisper and it's gone. And back once more for good news, a smile, whisper, that brings the joy that cools in the heat, warmth in the chill of life's strife. It whispers of love. A steel honed to a sharpness cut. Unravel that which has been hidden, shown. Dispel the doubts both far and wide and near, but a flicker of lash to a burning cauldron, to cinder, to ash, to vapor, to breathe into the night, to hack and slash both lung and sword, bored not to action, silver's gleam, alone but for his mighty team, warriors all, the call from lips, from two, gauntlet to arms to fingertips, as steel honed to a sharpness cut, chain and mail and for peck and gut, Right on until the dawn appears. Thrust forward, shield to shade the sun. Fight forward, then, and all is done. March homeward, bound to arms both wide, and love revealed, hidden inside. Oh, victory of heart, the true love's call. Epsilon. I don't know what it is or where it's from. I don't know how the sound it makes or the time it gets there. I'll just be there wherever it is, whenever it is. My ears open, my eyes closed, my breathing deep, feeling it creep into my soul, clearing my eyes, ridding me of the past, bad taste, before and aftertaste bitterness, clearing my throat of the silent speech I've held back with fear and loathing past my chest. The heart willing to love unconditionally and freely despite the pain, continuing through the hunger of destiny, the victory cheer because we're together at last, past the unknowns and the dark words and the happy faces and red hearts, past the knees bent deep in prayer, hoping you well and there and fair and more than aware of my love for you that's true, always for you, continuing to ankle and foot and toes, which walk on, march on to where God destines. Epsilon. I don't know what or who you are, when and where you are and how you sound, but I come your way, a soul in need of your heightened sensitivities and sensibilities, clarities and sincerities. Epsilon, I am here. I'm yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stuart. That was beautiful and amazing. I enjoy your poetry. I enjoy your scripts that you do. I mean, you're a brilliant writer. You're an amazing mind. Quite fascinating, actually. I sometimes read your work and your thought. Some of the things that you post out on your Facebook and your thought process, and even your scripts. And I'm like, wow, like it would take a brilliant person to just come up with stuff like that out of the air. I think you have tapped into universe, and you speak the current of information fluidly. Thank you very much for joining us this evening, and I hope you join us again.
I will. I shall.
I know you shall. Okay, now I'm going to ask you a favor. Stick on with us after, because I have Alycia on here. So, the three of us can connect and have a little conversation after the podcast, and that would be great.
Sure.
Perfect. Thank you. Our next poet up is Scott. Unfortunately, I forgot to take your name off there, so I've ratted you out once again. Oops. I did it again. Yeah. Oh no. So our next poet is Ghost Stories. Would you like to give the audience a little bit of a biography? Tell everyone who you are, what you're about.
Sure, but just a little bit.
Okay, just a little bit.
I'm the ghost from the coast, Palacios, Texas. Well, Eugene, Oregon, by way of Palacios, Texas. And that's really, I don't have really nothing interesting going on with me. A book. Oh, I have a new girlfriend, and she's the greatest thing ever. I'm in love, so that's all I'm letting loose today.
That's all you're letting loose today. You're not going to tell the world who she is?
I'd rather keep her confidential because
Right.
everybody knows she's great. Everybody's going to be after her.
I'm
You
super
don't want
curious.
anyone stealing her away from you. Oh, we got
That's
at
right.
least a little bit of discretion, right? Right?
Exactly.
Nobody go and look on his profile because he doesn't have it publicly posted. He's not proud of her.
Oh yeah, I got to take that off of there, by the way.
You two are cute. You're adorable.
And
Okay.
I got a lot of the writings lately. I try to give y'all some new stuff, but it's all kind of about the same thing. It's all I got. But whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
Go for it.
This one's called Understood, and I don't know why it's called Understood, but it's called Understood. When you realize we're a tool, words can't explain the pain. How cold rain is when used to hide tears. To give yourself to someone you think is so amazing, you change their name. To one day have to pinch yourself and try to wake because their words cut like a nightmare. To lose your family forever. To be accused of ridiculous things you'd never do. When the face you love more than anything becomes a stranger, sees you as an enemy, a threat, even a danger. Someone you die for didn't absorb the love in your heart and hands. When a stranger is wearing your best friend's face. When you lose your faith in all its grace. When they give their heart away while yours is still trapped underneath your scars and what you had. Staring at a diamond ring she never even got to see. Or if her neck displays her last memories. Little League, love you need, how much you've changed to become a better man. To watch it slip right through your hands. Damn, it hurts, losing her. I always feel like I can do better. Someone's trash is always someone's treasure. She doesn't deserve to know about my pain. Just pull me inside and out of the rain. Ask if I'm okay or if I'm insane. 3,000 miles just ain't enough, but I'm tough and I come a long way. It's colder in Texas than any other state. It's 35 degrees here, but I'm buttered up with love like Texas toast. Warmed by the one who loves me the most. So I hold on and keep loving like there's no tomorrow. Nursing the fractures of yesterday with one who made time to find my message in a bottle. Ian. Okay, let me see what else I got. I wasn't very prepared. I apologize again.
Yeah, but are any of us really truly prepared? You can have like everything micromanaged down to like points and seeming perfection, and something's gonna go wrong. So you're not really.
Well, my next one's just not in the right spot. I thought I left it, but
yeah.
Let me see. Okay, I didn't want to read this one, but I'll read it since we're at a standstill. It's all kind of has the same denominator. Okay, she floats like a breeze. She believes in me. I see it in her eyes, sighs, which are a dream. People talk about love in various ways, make movies about it, act out plays. The real thing doesn't happen every day, sorry to say. Hope you don't mind if I talk about mine. It's all I find when I dig deep. And I'm in deep. Seems I've fallen again, my best friend. The light shines from her face, which is grace. She drives like a bat out of hell. She'll shank you as well. Gives me hell, but oh well. I've met my match. Okay, let me see what else I got in my bag of tricks. I just read it. Maybe this one. Okay, I'm gonna just read this one. I don't know what it consists of, so if it is profanity, I apologize. Be ready. Possible trigger.
It'll be fine.
Okay. There's a spark in the dark, an interesting light. Hope for the wanderer, wondering what he might write. Expectations no, issues yes. He needs a friend. Lately, she's been the best. Maybe a little too hot for this mess. This obsessed ghost floating around the world, haunted by faces chasing the wrong girls. He knows a good soul is hard to find. 7 billion on this planet. Knows in his backyard he probably won't find. Follow my sign. Lone Pisces missing a fish. She's cute like China, but missing a dish. The wounds are fresh, they understand. Maybe 3-day vacation without obligation could be a good plan. I think I read this one last time, sorry. Do absolutely nothing except whatever they like. Throw a chair out a window of a high-rise. Set it on fire, then deny it. Pay the world back for its lies. Say goodbye with no cries. Publish a book and give love to the one who did write it. Yeah, I kind of doubled up on that one, sorry. Okay.
That's all right. I think you kind of like that one because isn't it technically, wasn't it written for someone special anyway?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure. You're not going to admit that one.
I have to. This is all on my phone, so I don't have it. I have to look into the ones I've written by hand and to see which order. No, I'm kidding. I've never written anything by hand ever. So, okay. Let me just try to find something here. Matters of the heart. Okay. Matters of the heart. I've never been a fan of this world. I've never been enough for a girl. I write this rant with a sad heart. I watch what's left of my life come apart. My eyes are dry for the first time. I guess I've run out of tears. It's dark and quiet. I'm not wanted. But I can't move because I'm broken like my hopes, my heart, my soul. I want to move on and go to the next place because I can't find love. I can't find one that'll stay. Lying awake with the ghost in the hallway. What does it want? It laughs really slow. It took too many pills, and I'm stoned. The smell in the air has now changed. I try not to stare. I feel strange. Things fade to gray and black with a white glow. I pray forever the strength I need to let go of a girl who doesn't love me no more. Or me no mo. Maybe that rhymes a little better. Okay. I should have probably went through these a little better and picked out. How many am I reading? A couple more. Okay, I can do that. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna read one about an old friend. Letter to Heaven. Baby, I miss you. Your memories pulled no punches. I try to be strong. Today will carry on. But I miss you. It takes my breath. Trying hard not to compare her to your worth. It never works. Nobody ever cared the way you did. I see your reflection in Zoe's face. She has your mannerisms, your grace and intuition. She feels the part of me that's missing. Your amazing dinner grace. I know you're looking down. I know you'd say be strong and tell me to move on, but I miss your touch. No one fits in my eyes and arms the same. I don't mean to cry every day. Tomorrow, today will be gone, just like you. God, I miss your smile. I'd give anything just to hold you for a while. The way you looked into my eyes, you seemed to see right through the wall I hide behind. You know you were the glue that always said I'd fall apart. I always said I'd fall apart without you. I'm barely holding on. It's been so long since I could call this place home. Baby, I just miss you. Tomorrow, today will be gone, just like you. Sorry, I didn't know that was the extent of the sadness of that one. I just kind of went through it, but I got through it. Okay. Playing with matches. Oh, never mind. Scratch that. One more. Careful what you wish for.
I don't know. I think the one playing with matches would work perfectly.
It wasn't finished. Sorry.
Damn.
The universe delivers a mystery unsolved. What's left after they dissolve? Me. I'm relaxed. I'm the lane that's slow. I'm the catch. So just let go. I'm right on time. So let's take place. For you to win, just quit the race. The bottle, the message, the one you read in your hand, you wish was heard, now I demand. Okay, one more. This one's kind of a good one to end it on. It's kind of a uppity beat, I guess. It's an old poem when I was kind of down and out. It's called The Menace. Maybe everyone's felt like this, but probably not. The Menace. Now and then, I try to see my reality when I'm too old to face these cold streets. It's kind of scary, actually, very. I'm terrified to think of where I'll be. Can't escape if I can't run. Can't share stories about what I've done, because no one really cares, for one. That, and it's hard for even me to believe. Try to be nicely, try to do things wisely, but I can't think twice, or my price might become pricey. The cutthroat life I lead, the always want to slice me. That's exactly why I've been deemed a menace to society. Most rather fight me, police always eyeing me, ones I love always dying. See, I can't blame sobriety for my failures like a variety of you, but I'd be lying. My criminal activity derives from never having a piece of pie, but never have I ever had low T. Dimes always have time for me, causing me to multiply times 3. So dumb no one will hire me, much less get a college degree. It is what it is. We do what we have to. I'm no stranger to the rain. I man up, swallow my pain. Cops took my whip, my lady, my everything, and now they want me. See me walking by and you lock up your door. These streets are my home. I don't need inside of yours, but still I chill. Treated ill. This pen my only friend, and even it doesn't care how I feel. Looking through a periscope rising from a manhole, I tie my Nikes, wipe off my shades, and hit the street. Every day I'm hustling, struggling to muscle in. Far from a loser, though. I was born to win. Steady smoking, steady rolling up. Time and money, there'll never be enough. Steady chasing, everything but love. Infatuation, now that's what's up. Never do I hate, never see me drunk. I'd rather laugh than fight, but I ain't no punk. Another memory, poison in my brain. The only girl I trust is Mary Jane. Every day, more of the same, driving my membrane insane. Where's my plug? She already came. Now she's gone. It goes on and on. God help me, please. I need to be reborn. No more broken hearts, no more getting high, no more evictions and barely getting by, no more tears, no more dirty looks, no more writing songs with shitty hooks, no more CPS trying to take my kids, no more DPS holding my license. I just want to make an honest life to live. God help me, please. Something's got to give. And that's going to do it. Mary, be back right after these messages, guys.
Yeah. Be right back after all these messages. Da, 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 da.
Did I put everybody to sleep? Did I wake up?
We have a sponsor today, Wheaties. Yes, you get your bowl of Wheaties, eat it away, and munch, 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 and be happy all day. It's not the kind of Wheaties you think. Anyways, I mean, never know what kind of Wheaties I've got in my bowl. I'll never admit it because it might be illegal. No, I'm a good girl.
I think I know, but I'm not going to say anything. Just kidding.
No. I'm more into the chocolate cookie dough type of cereal. All the stuff that's bad for your teeth. That's me. So our next poet of the evening is our beautiful co-host, Alycia Hodge. Alycia, you want to introduce yourself?
All right. I am a poet, an artist, and a mother of a beautiful little girl named Lila, and we are from Oregon. And I love nature, animals, music, and poetry, and art of all forms. And I'm going to read tonight from my upcoming book. I may be a romantic, but I'm not hopeless. I'm just going to read a couple random ones from the middle here. The first one's kind of short. It's called Flip the Switch. Don't call me an angel. You don't know my angle. Call me little red devil instead. That's what you wanted, you said. And the next one is called Love Spells. Previously conceived notions of devotion caused a little love potion to spill, its contents spreading over the floor, looking for more space to fill. Gave me a chill. What have I done? When did it turn to madness from fun? Began mopping, emotions sopping. This one there's no topping, but every mess can be cleaned up with a little work and a lot of love. Realization begins to shine from the grime. They say all wounds heal with time. Turns out true, even for a love crime. And the next one is called Abomination. Desperation, a word that should not describe a love relation between two people seeing separation from their battle stations. Inebriation and incantation should not be a part of a love proclamation. Unachievable restoration, blurring occasions of celebration with those of disassociation from the basement of our love's creation. Abomination. Next one is called Not Worth It. Fuck this confusion. Your actions do not match your words. I see through this illusion. What do you take me for? A convenience to your loneliness? You show up at my door, offer sweet words and a soft caress. Say you want to see me in that dress, but hiding your true intentions, you cause a mess. Cause me distress, put my self-worth to the test. I must confess, I've held on for desperate reasons for too many seasons, and I must put this to rest. And the next one is called It's Better This Way. I thought I'd never get over it, that what you'd done was the worst. I thought I'd never be fixed again, that I was broken and cursed. My self-view destroyed, my trust non-existent. I was distant and paranoid, dark dreams were persistent. Fragile, you assumed me, too sensitive and naive. But my anger consumed me, and I made you believe I was rotten to the core, but you failed to realize that I am a mirror, and I don't buy your lies. The next one's called All In. So I've been feeling kind of Harley. Shit's been getting gnarly, thinking about these past boys. Thought we were past this noise, but it's back on my mind again. Fuck this, it makes me manic. Why, I ask myself, are we revisiting these unpleasant things and old feelings? What more is there, my shadow self? I thought we had healed this, boxed it, put it on a shelf. How the hell did it get out? And what more does it want? I shout. Because I've been feeling kind of Joker and I can't keep up my poker face. I'm laughing in a maniacal rage, heart beating at a frantic pace. Light me and dark me duke it out while I'm stuck in the middle, frail seeming and timid, but I rise up and crack an evil grin. Here we go again. Neglected memories flooding in. Can't keep track of them, better grab my pen. Is this a fucking race, and since when? I'm out of breath, but I won't stop now. I won't back down from dealing with this darkness, no matter what the light hits me with. And
More.
Sorry, trying to get to the last one I want to do. All right. I think I'm just going to end with this one. It's called Hidden Reflections. As I stare into the mirror, things are certainly not clear. What I see is a shell wading through her own hell. Dreams within dreams muffle her screams, causing this inception to show her tight-lipped reflection. Upon further inspection, she finds detection of a hall of glass through which she may pass. If she can make it through, she will be made anew, having faced all her faces in the hidden hall of mirrors. And I think that's it for me tonight.
Well, thank you very much. I really enjoyed a little peek into your book, and I'm glad you stuck with that title. I mean, I am so excited on the production of this book coming out and finally getting produced. I've been waiting on it for a while, and I know. I just have to be patient. I don't have patience over here. No, zero patience, me.
I think there's a chance. There's a chance it'll come out sometime in the new year.
Cross our fingers. Knock on wood. I don't have any wood here. Oh wait, my skull will do. Tap tap. There we go. So the next poet up, actually, I'm going to read for him is Michael Lacy. I'm going to read from his actually upcoming book that is currently in production, and it's on its way. I'm so proud of Michael. Michael Lacy is 40 years young, immortal, hailing from the crossroads of good, bad, and evil. He has 5 beautiful children that he claims to save his face, yes, and be his saving graces. His children are his loves and own his heart. So let me see if I can just take this screen down and see if I can pop that up bigger. There we go. Just give me a second. The first poem that I'm going to read from Michael's book is The Color of Cray. Before we go any further, I think you should get to know my ways. In other words, this couldn't be said better. If I colored this book the color of cray, I open up and you're drawn in. Must be my tongue or the scribbling pen, one click and it's piercing your skin. I guess I should have penciled you in to your own mind with guilted admission, turning subliminal hands over fist, bumping up the spine of malicious intent and handouts I get. I leave a foot behind with a big toe in. I'm testing the waters, always forgetting what I know where to begin. So I'm forever learning myself, mind, body, and spirit wrestler. So leave all the bullshit behind on the dresser. When the mind causes the physical and emotional abuse at the same time, you just look too weak to begin electrical static. When my temporal lobe cracks, it splits into a personality shift. I wish it was an imbalance of chemical fits. Maybe I'm whining a bit, but I'm just educated through my skewed lens. Put them on and I'd leave the seizures out. And you can keep the integral dysphoria, but don't call that a disorder. I need Prozac because I wonder what it's like to feel numb. I feel too much, and maybe I touched an angel once. Did turn it into dust. Feel the thuds of every stare, hard-headed stare, scarred over folds of folded pattern from a 4-minute second coming of happening. Shock has been the therapy. You're just too weak to begin. Shock has been the therapy. Waking up in a dream, complacent in reality. Personality sways on windless days. The stronger the mind, the harder the broken dream. So inside my mind I stay, because when I let it out before, I felt like I had to lock it away. I just couldn't relate. I think differently. The next poem that I'm going to read of Michael's is titled Plastic Ocean. I remember when I was a kid, back when I would listen to my dreams, feeling everything changing around me, and I'd feeling still alone in my head. Somehow people kept finding me. Underground and still gone with the wind, I really gave a fuck. I pinky swear. Never thought I'd start to slip. Then guess what? I came here. It's like holding a head above water with shoulders holding ocean floors. So each season there are reasons to hide more. Summer swimming in a plastic ocean, the full moon sure is pressing up against the flimsy window. Ancient memories begin to leak out. They smell like fear and misunderstandings. And as our divine disc beams down like a hot frisbee, something bigger than us thrown out, we treasure the trash of others as we give up our own gifts to waste comfort. Neglected dreams wait in line to tell us in our sleep, but we don't remember to listen to ourselves like we did when we were kids, when we listened to our dreams. Okay, this next poem is titled Creator. Where's the hook? It's pulling me back to a lock, like you were a slingshot and I was aiming and you. Sorry, let me start that again. Where's the hook? It's pulling me back to a lock, like were a slingshot and I was rock aiming for me. So when you let go, I took off, rolling stoned in midair, through a glass house of despair, out in the open possibilities with no fear. And there's a piece stuck in front of me, a mirror so cold out here on your own with no coat lies. And when the water rises, just swim. I'm hungry. I've been a house cat for too long. There's a fucking lion raging in me now. So bottle this half full and too long necked. At least you can drink it all before nothing's left. When your lock holds the golden key, it must be swinging the biggest doors wide open to see. Still waiting on someone to tell me to shut up, but nobody does, so I'm at peace with my inner, never settling again for the autopilot of regress. And I believe in God since you like to assume from on top the water's crest. God believes in me. That's all I know about him or her. If he didn't, then I couldn't be in the position I am in, but his magnitude is not no easy road, but we expect it to be blessed, and your prosperity is your weakening without reflection. So years ago, I said faith requires doubt. I was laughed at, and some were mad, but nothing said, let's get real here, because my smile is fake. But it seems to be able to call bullshit before we see it. Discernment tells me you can't tell. Me, the book is perfect, inspired by God, but who said? Pinned perfect by imperfect men, inclined to sin. We trust words of mouth from man, because the very text is sacred and 100% as well. As says it's yourself, so who is the book? It's a man with a pen inclined to sin. Take his word for it. Fight wars for it, because God doesn't sit in time and plan on kids to die. He's outside of existence, watching it all unfold all the time, changing all the time, so you just don't create something while you're standing in it. I mean, how could you create something while you're standing in it? When a future changes a past into a better now, God didn't touch you. He probably nudged the margins of existence. Now he pushed back, so he nudges more. This is God giving back what you put in attitude's faith. And our fellow humans give us grace, but we don't apologize and change. We live in our personal hell. So living for others is nothing shorter than a sacrificial. It's godlike. It's a heavenly life. You are sacred of science, but you're scared of science, but you don't understand that's the literal description of life. It says God is more complex than the book says, and your mind knows it, but nobody wants to expose it. And we don't care about the whole rest control, creating governments for own self-control, because if men were angels, we don't face it. We don't face it. If we didn't control us, we wouldn't all kill each other. If we didn't control us, we would all kill each other. There is the nature of man, and it causes the cycles of sin. There is a God, and if he would speak to us, he would tell us to forget the word perfection. If he was a 6, we'd need -4, because we have the potential for growth but destroy the most. We hide in groups sacred of difference, and we can't help. We are ridiculous, but we're one step from perfect. It is a comparison for us to look, but we all define it differently. It's not a thing, it's no opinion in the way we think, because the best of us can't come without seeing the worst of ourselves, but we like to talk about the bad and others like a double standard. If God is just, the punishment of eternity doesn't fit the same crime. It doesn't fit the temporary crime. And free will be stripped at birth when it isn't the wrong religions. Thank God you're in the right one, huh? That's just ignorance draped over the sun of arrogant fall. Anything is possible when people encourage a call. A t-shirt tail faith in what another believes, until it is taken off while surely fall when shock and awe hit. It is logical to see the wars and atrocities in the name of something men penned of possibility, including religion being the real sin. So shoot the messenger, 'cause I'm just to it, but nobody ever gets next to it. And I've doubted him, so I thought about him more than you ever did, because I'm an agent of change and truth, and you're watching YouTube. And I read the whole Bible with a pastor, and amazing me what I know more. It amazes me that I know about your religion than you do. From Melzebek to Jesus. Spit eye, heels tries, takes 2 times. Why perfection is flawed when there are more ways to define it. Jesus took 2 tries healing the blind man to see trees move, only when roots don't set. So there's more to see than you think. The spiritual world of discipline, trees are uprooted in faith. So the second try he sees perfectly. If Jesus were here, he would shake his hand, and he would probably shoot him with a gun. For calling us out on our arrogant judge, he made us black and white so we might see through the gray. I see a race and a staircase away from constructed tribulations. I'm a creator. I'm doing this in some form. I'm my creator's image, so let us finish. The next poem that I'll read of Michael's is titled 911. I'm a matter of taste, so bite down and chew the cadenza left outside of a messy structure. I'm as bad as they say I am, and I am the latter way used to escape here. So when I stand up and make a sound, I stand out with gumption. I guess I'm a poet, depending on who you ask here. But everyone's trying to be modern-day Shakespeare. So stay up because I'm down to do it myself. The word same ain't the way without you. You people thought I was through, possibly finished. Let's point views. At risky lyrics losing their hearing, glued to looks of our voiceless mirrors overhearing. The 747 in view starts appearing, feels like eyes wide open blue. Glued tight to something used, looking out the window of the pane. Can you wear the shoe size 911? So listen to the music and let it consume your hate and tears. Panic chills go insane like mental health chimes. A young family of 5 prays for life. And there's only rain, where she's saying low terrain over the waves, eyes big, grip this when time stops. This is it. Ripped into the steel building of pulverized, concrete spilling under screaming children. This is over before we ever went in. It was always going down and a steel beam melted. So I'm running away. I'm through with it because the way I feel, I'm feeling these dreams right here. We're playing this out like objects in the mirror, side by side, and looking forward to looking back to where. Another day from every dark night, and if God answered prayers one at a time, you better ask a child to pray this prayer for you, childlike faith until we grow up and abuse it, because we don't grow up with this universe just bitter. When I see pure happiness, only a young face, I can't help but think the universe outgrew us. And I think I'm going to read 2 more of Michael's. The next poem that I'm going to read is titled Bipolar. Bipolar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 25%. That's the success rate of a manic depression. Successful suicide attempts because it's 50% who tried. Thank God you failed miserably. Life's hard, but it's okay. Don't base anything on what you pack in the driveway. Step all over me on your way to always question me. Each one feels like a rock in my face, but you should chain yourself to my dreams, travel inside my brain, and try not to scream too late. No retreat. You're stuck in the face of deep, dark void caught in your stare. So now I'm watching your eyes burn out. Soon your life will shatter like a mirror, and your intensity grows over a glare. You're there in the abyss with nothing left to miss. No memories to wish, no inner voices thoughtless. No problems can possibly exist. Because you're here to experience this, not think about anything to exist. And we live in thoughts, our time is bought. And we experience life as the speed of life. And we slow down. We see instead of think. We taste instead of eating. We feel instead of anticipating. And we live instead of wondering. And the final poem I will read is titled Familiar Past. Our familiar past becomes our future explosions. Is your thinking affected by your potential erosion? Toxic environments can be fueling the hypnosis. I keep recreating the same life. I'm in. Like my subconscious is hardwired to meet up with a superstition. My free will has been overrun by my lack of ambition, but I guess we all have a bad habit of bad programming repetitions, and your body caves emotion with it, so our mind gives them to us in the form of trauma, which brings to mind more emotion to add to the drama mentioned, requiring more focus. Hold on a second, I went backwards. Requiring more focus on the commotion. Just give this a kiss. Let's really undress it. Slow up. She's tangled in fate wasted, the sweetest thing I've ever did taste, the foulest outcome to face, back on track from a long residual wait. We wake up immediately and think about our problems specifically, because so much is really a lot to handle, like our former mistakes, to give us unwanted consequences from the last days to have and to hide to the present days, all resting on future past. So you limit what outcome can actually pay. Will anything ever last? You guys think I'm fucking crazy. You just don't understand me. Like too much outside stimuli, demanding my attention to freedom. Be careful or just be careful or just going on by. A life can be so misleading. We miss this in the blink of an eye. When everything becomes mediocre, then you never need to refocus. So get comfortable with uncomfortable long enough to where the uncomfortable becomes comfortable being the focus to the growing up. Because real struggle is going things differently today than ever did any other single day. In addiction to emotion from the body, so the thoughts of the mind supply, and we're all addicted. And I've kicked many addiction. I'm tired. I want to change for the better in a society where people stay the same. I think I figured out how to get this together, how a lifestyle can change. You can smile at your depression, but you can consciously shoo it away, not to relive a memory that causes unwanted emotion, never paying attention. Your body feels uncomfortable when your mind decides things differently. That's when we settle for being guilty over uncomfort that we can predict. We live like we should know the future based solely on the past and the present. It is like the photographic memory has to be stressed over people. But I never forget to have enemies with no past to predict a future of. So I'm flying high in a bliss of amnesia. True ignorance always fails to remember. Everyone is everything, and everything is this. So treated away is treating within. Okay. Hold on. Let's do this again here. I think I'm going to open up my screen. And I'm going to get to mine. Okay. 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 Seems like the screen is just a little bit frozen here. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to read some of my poetry. I'm Marie Moldovan. I'm a published poet, author, and artist. I have a few books out. Some of them are just digital art, and some of them are poetry. I have a couple of pen names, and I write poetry under those names in an alias, so nobody knows. I mean, because that kind of, yeah. I'm going to read you a few of my poems, and I'm going to start off with one called Tempted by the Darkness. It's actually based off of my husband. He was murdered a few years ago. he was taken away from me and my daughter and his, and our children, and I miss him very much. So I was tempted by the darkness donning a disguise, many a face offering an eye for an eye. Yet each time I deny the mask of deception, for an eye is an initiation of reception into a world that only lies on the dark side, a seat upon the throne as the queen of destruction. A black hole of star combustion, the love of my husband, an unbreakable bond, rare and full of power, two hearts joined as one. Happiness robbed whence his mortal death, two hearts stopping top beating, mine after his. Many years ago, a blood pact signed, a blood with his, a promise of eternal love. I jumped into the abyss after him, waiting in the pool of the dead. At risk of amnesia, I promised never to let go. Gave him the love he needed. I did back then and would do it again. For I saw the heart in him. He claimed me to be an angel, to be saved of his soul. But I truly know he saved me, as I held him and he held me. We went on a journey of discovery. I met the darkest side of my soul, learned the power of choice, how to love me. See what I was capable of under the protection of his hand. I pulled from the water of delusion, only to have him ripped from my grasp. With a deadly blast made by a vengeful man who served the land with poison, to keep them flocking back in his direction, desperate attempt at power and admiration through manipulation. I was left with bags of none on coal. I was left with the bags of none. I was left with the bags of him on a cold steel table in a state of confusion and despair. The darkness swooped in, attempted to initiate a ritual that would claim my soul and rise a power of destruction. I am no fool, I am eternal. Although my husband's body no longer resides in the form I once knew, he still remained, reborn in a form anew. With the memory of him, I summoned with one last breath my heart to beat once again. In the attempt, I felt his presence, the touch of his hand, the smell of his skin. A whisper, "You're not alone." Two hearts became one. An ancestral army at my back, I thwarted the darkness' feeble attempt. Put my life on the line to prevent others' demise, for within me is a fury that causes demons to quake, an unconditional love and understanding, the strength of two, a bond that the vengeful could not break, a bridge between darkness and light, holy water and hellfire, a neutral state, with a power to wake a nation of people under a spell of their own make. Now, I do mention quite a few lines in here, and there is backstory about it. When I talked about basically, I was tempted, when my husband passed away, many people came into my life and tried to get me to conspire to, commit harm against my husband's murderer. I had an individual who would call me every morning, and he's an ex-soldier, and he would be like, he was my best friend, blah, blah, blah. He's like, we can pull our money. And he actually tried to get me to, he was trying to convince me to conspire to murder. And I was like, what in the fuck? Are you insane? Like, what do you don't call up a widow and then come up and start saying shit. I mean, I couldn't believe it. And I was like, if I was going through this, imagine other people in my situation when they're fragile and they're weak, and you have these monsters coming in trying to manipulate the situation for their own good. But of course, when this person, dialed me up and was trying to conspire for this, I did obviously tell him, no, you don't do that. Recognize that the person was traumatized himself, because he was a soldier with post-traumatic stress disorder. But I also, in the back of my mind, said, what the fuck are you hiding, dude? Why would you want to do this? What are you trying to hide? What is your part in this? And of course, my mind went to all kinds of paranoid crap because, I'm a thinker. And that just sent me on a path of, digging into things and profiling the dude. I quite literally profiled him. And then I had a few other people come in and try and do the same thing, offer me this temptation. And I felt like I was being tested by the devil at the time that my husband died. It's I should be going through the grieving process. And I had monsters pop up out of the woodwork and try to take advantage of my fragile situation by attempting to push me into things. And I was strong and I'm impressed with myself. But I thought at the time, I was like, what if other people go through the same thing? Are they as strong? mean, I could see it. It's almost like I was being shown something. The challenge somebody goes through. I mean, it was a challenging situation for me myself, but I mean, to have people come up to you and like try to get you to conspire to things like that, and being strong, even though I was very, very weak and very, very wounded, broken, sad, destroyed, devastated, whatever you want to say. But I mean, I'm proud of myself for holding through that. But it is like an amazing thing to go through all of those different scenarios to experience what I experienced. I mean, not only did I lose my husband, but I lost a family. My daughter lost her family. They just disconnected and walked away. And I had to go, I went through a lot of things. And like I said, it was almost like I was being tested. And because challenges came up, I even found myself preventing deaths of other people, not only the person, because I had someone come up and they were a little bit of erratic and come into my life, and I ended up stopping them from murdering somebody on Easter. And I don't know why they contacted me. I think they wanted to martyr themselves through my situation, to free themselves of their own sin and their damaged connection to this entire thing. So the next poem that I'm going to read is titled The Only Meadow, and it is also about my husband. The only thing I have left to comfort me are the timeless words from me, you lovingly penned, and carefully set aside in a magical shoebox that unlocks a door to a realm where I can, next to me, sit. I gotta start this again. Sorry. The only meadow. The only thing I have left to comfort me are the timeless words from me you lovingly penned and carefully set aside in a magical shoebox that unlocks a door to a realm where I can, next to me, sit for you a lounge chair, a realm of magic where, for a moment I can set aside my despair. For a moment I can set aside my despair, rest your words upon the sands of time, offer myself momentary peace of mind, and upon the ocean of my emotion, cause your loving ship to appear. I may not have you here with me in a form that my human eyes can see, but within these letters your presence lingers, and your heartbeat can be felt within. Every stroke of emotional ink made by thee, bringing me to the sandy brink of my emotion seat. As I tenderly, lovingly run my fingers across the page, I miss you dearly, although I forgive the man that took your physical presence in a murderous rage from my side. I must confide. I still cannot understand the why and would prefer not to, it seems. I'd much rather gather composure and allow myself to let go of the exposure found within the obsession of understanding. I'd much rather let go of the lunacy spun within the web of obsession's dream and allow myself a grounding. I'd much rather spend my time reading, feeling the loving presence of you that lingers, and neglect giving life to thought of the man, neglect giving life to the thought of the man who took your life. I'd rather much let him go and spend my time healing so I may continue to grow. Though I must confess, in my emotions mess, I did spend a moment in time wandering through the gallows of your murderer's mind, and did find myself backstepping and rewind, for I did not wish to bind my sanity upon someone else's mad decree, to a rope strung from the life-ending tree found within the hangman's meadows. After all, I am only accountable for myself, not the trigger-happy man, not anyone else. The only meadow I am responsible to tread, and tenderlessly tend, and tenderness tend, is my own. Okay. The next poem I will read is titled The Illusion of the Mind. It is about one of my exes, and I won't go into details of that. The illusion of the mind, because you lack the ability to crack my proverbial heart vault, empty it out and make it void of love, because you neglected the capacity to crush my will and turn me into the spitting image of you. You thought to be rid of me by waving a wand of rage, turning me into that of an ant, a creature thought to be below your emotional inferiority, a state led by self-sabotaging schizophrenic head, living in a bubble of denial, drinking the blood of the Nile within a smile, believing the fractured state of the sanity style, and angered by little old me, speaking words that popped your bubble-warped reality, bringing into view the true vision of you. Joke's on you, fool. Even as an ant, I have the capacity to chant the songs of nature, carry 50 times my weight in matter, and build high security bank vaults to which only those operating from this true state of heart know and flow. I am much more than you can even comprehend and see when you live in a state of no accountability, attempting to fill your void with luxury. And the next poem is about the same person. It's titled Broken Angel. Who do you think you are? He said. The world would be better off if you were dead. You're lucky to have me, he said. No one but me could love you. You're broken and pathetic. The shit in the bottom of my shoe is worth more than you. Grovel at my feet, you nasty little bitch. I'm your king and you my slave, destined to do my bidding. Earn your keep for my presence. Do as I say and I will ensure you are fed. Defy me and I will beat you until dead. Leave me and I will hunt you and destroy you and make you wish you were dead. You are nothing but a shadow leeching off your ancestors. You are nothing but a shadow leeching off your ancestors. You can't hunt me, even try to break me, but you will never truly have me, she said, as she summoned the strength to lift her broken, bleeding body off the floor and walk out the door. To look back nevermore. She was worth more, much more. This poem is actually, I nearly died in when this poem is about a point where I nearly died. I did literally leave the situation broken and bleeding. Windows were shot out. There was blood everywhere. I ran barefoot with a child and passed out on somebody's doorstep. The next poem is called Lifetime After. It's called Torture Rack. A lifetime after lifetime, society has put me on a torture rack. You called me to slay the beast, not realizing it was you. So when I raised my sword of truth and spun my words so they could echo within you to inspire a change, you leaped into a state of rage and survival denial. You beat me, hung me, whipped my back, buried me alive in the summertime, leaving me to scream and claw at my casket, filled with flesh-eating beetles and maggots, leaving me to punch through the wood, fight my way through the earth while my breath lasted, stuck me on a pole, lit the haystack as the flames blazed, let me alive burn. As you closed your eyes and turned, nailed me to a cross, let me die in the scorching sun. Yet time after time I keep coming back. What the fuck, am I whack, on crack, or in need of a straitjacket like the Mad Hatter running around like a rabbit with ticky-tock magic, thinking I am prophetically fantastic, carrying a message for the masses who apparently needed a set of glasses? This is my umpteenth round wearing the barbed wire crown, tasked to rescue mass from self. Not this time, I've had it. You can pull your own head out of your ass. I'm not going to be your scapegoat, I'm not going to be your scapegoat, your pummeling bag or shit rag used to mop the slop. Nah, man, you could be your own knight in shining fucking armor. Get up on your own horse and trot, clippity clop through the forest and save your own fucking ass. I am tired of being the hero you stick on the torture rack because you can't pick up your own slack. Jack Blacktrack. Adios, amigos. I bless you, but you won't be back. This is my last spin on the wheel, proverbial wheel. It's my last spin. Yeah, You feel the real, hear the spielsch appeal, see the sentiment I lack for a society that stabbed me in the back after realizing I was schizophrenically whack. Not liking the words I spun, a motherfucking societal dragon chasing its own tail for fun. I'm out, headed to the beach to eat a peach, tap into some of that peach blossom luck. Toodles, enjoying the slaying of yourself, fucking fool. And the next one is called Not Today, Drama Queen. I am sitting on a table next to the beach watching the waves lap the shore, asking this, start that again. I'm sitting on the table next to the beach watching the waves lap the shore, taking in the sounds of the dolphins as they blat, bleep, click, creep, chirp, quack in chat. As they splish and splash and play at a nearby bay, I take in a deep breath, fill my lungs with sea air, fully intending to join my day. I sip my wonderful, delicious, artistic latte, almost feeling guilty for destroying the beautiful microfoam heart created by the barista. Bzz, 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 bzz. My phone vibrated, disrupting my bliss, causing me to spill my latte. Ugh! It's a text from my boss declaring a state of emergency, demanding I rush in and fix the mess he made on my fucking day off. I shake my head, wanting to declare a state of rebellion, knowing my boss is a drama queen who always calls me in on my days off to do 100 years of work within a matter of minutes, all because he comes up with the last-minute plans. Fuck. I just want to scream, why me? I suppose some of this is my fault. For each time he calls, I answer, then run to him like a little minion. I rescue him in a state of selfish disaster, manage to pull off the impossible task. Then I sit and stew as I watch him take the credit or nitpick. Fuck it. Today is my day off. He can nitpick on his fucking own. Today is my day off. I'm going to let my boss save his own fucking ass or deal with the mess tomorrow. I giggle as I silence the phone and watch the barista wipe down the table and graciously prepare me another cup of artistic latte. I say to myself, once again, I intend to enjoy my day. Fuck you, drama queen. And I will read one last poem, and it's titled The Narcissist. My very existence was formed in a church-conditioned bed of sin, marking me from formation start with the energetic sign of the beast, conditioning my false position in heaven or hell, binding me in mind prism the illusion that I fell, programming a descension into the darkness through the blood spell, causing me to imprison myself within mind's version of hell, until I was able to see the tell in the tale and hear the lie in the tone of the speaker behind the church bell, and realize I never fell, for within me exists both heaven and hell, and I fell in concept alone, understanding market's unsaid truth known. Both planes of existence stand on equal ground within the tomb of earth's watery womb. Of course, to self is a novel trinket to self, for my own worst enemy be me and myself, and I am truly my cruelest captor and greatest benefactor, which causes me to wonder, why on earth did I need to wade through the veils of confusion and delusion to come to this conclusion? I suppose if I my captor and benefactor, then within me is the answer. So what is the answer? Obviously, the answer complicated only by a factor of simplicity and my incapacity to see which is before me. The reality that I am shattered wealth suspended in corona of one well. The reality that I am shattered wealth suspended in the corona of unwell. I am the atomic projection of the original construction, the narcissist surrounded by the stress bonds and echolocation, scavenging projected banks of recollection for Frankenstein compound to reanimate a collective attraction. And I believe that is it. And that is the end of our show. We thank you very much for joining us. And we say, love you all, blessed be, and till next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.